Hi, everyone. As you've read above in the little texty boxy thing, we are doing a video newsletter this week. And that idea kind of came from a lot of things. Out of the Woods series we did during COVID of roasting older coffee and still having to have some sparkle in life, from kind of this purgatory that we live in now, where we're sort of kind of seeing each other and doing a lot of this mostly, and it seems very kind of mechanical. We just wanted to do something fun and a little bit different. And also we've been getting a lot of requests from customers for how to deal with older coffee, and then also how to blend to a price point to kind of make more money on something that doesn't need to be a 9,000 scoring coffee, which most of our coffees are, of course. But yeah, yeah, of course. So yeah, Brian, Justin, and I'll let you take it away. You know a lot more about roasting than I do.
Yeah, so I chose 3 coffees. I wanted to make sure one was especially long, because most of the clients we talk to now have coffees that are year plus. Then I chose, that one was a Rwanda. Then I chose Peru. That was, not young, but still had some life to it. And then a fresh crop Guatemalan. And the point was to sort of make, first of all, a blend that had a $3 price point, and to actually show off characteristics of an older coffee and still make it sort of shine in the cup. Rwanda had a great sort of spicy character that I wanted to bring out. So I didn't necessarily want to roast that one too dark. I didn't want it to be sort of old tasting and too dark at the same time. So I ended up taking the Peru a little further, sort of to offset that. And then to add the Guatemala on top for sort of overall peripheral sort of acidity, and to give it a touch of flair. I think it worked out pretty well.
Yeah, I would agree. I was supposed to show a sample roasting video there, but I kept switching back and forth. I couldn't tell which was the sample roasting video and which is the cupping video. So exactly. So I think we have the cupping. There's 3 blends. We have a little cupping video too that we're gonna mute and just kind of talk over, because it's more fun, and it's like kind of director's cut like. Yeah. So
and keep in mind, Brian was the blind cupper in this situation. Yeah, no idea what the percentages were for each. For blend 1, for blend 2, for blend 3. So here's this sniffing.
Yeah.
And then right away, blend number 1 popped out. Had that sort of Dutch apple pie sort of thing right off the nose, which was very in theme for the holidays. So yeah, here's the picking 1, 2, 3, wipe down the line.
Yeah, not sure if I was biased because they were actually called 1, 2, and 3, but it definitely seemed like
it's a very linear cupper.
Exactly.
So
exactly. I also like
the rank system.
Yeah. Also like how fast we are too. You got the sample roasting done in 5 minutes, and the water. So yeah, I mean, right on the break, it's just like a lot of caramel, almost like little pumpkin sweetness, some apple, definitely spice from the Rwanda, and it just smelled really good. Number 2, I could smell kind of a little more roastiness on the dry, but then on the break, I thought it was actually more like milk chocolate, less like kind of a little ash or whatever. It smelled really nice, actually.
And the intent was to sort of mimic a production roast for a blend.
Exactly.
Because obviously you're going to take some of those a little bit further, and so it's not going to be especially exciting right away, but hopefully later down in the cupping you'll start to see the intent, and sort of see how that will translate to how customers are going to experience that coffee.
Yeah, I think
in a real life cafe setting, or when they're brewing at home or whatnot.
Yeah, that's a good call. And I think 3 at this point, it was on break. I was getting something nice, and I was trying to say something nice because it was a bit of apple pear, but there's already a little telltale signs that it had some age and some bagginess, definitely.
Yeah. There was staleness in the dry, there was staleness in the break, and it definitely sort of came out in the cupping. It was not the best,
Yeah.
to put it nicely.
Yeah, I'd say we're probably maybe 18, 20 minutes in at this point, and the number one had just softened and was very, very just deep, nice, and still had a lot of character too. And I guess, you know, coming from an old school holiday background, it was like almost like a cab or a Merlot, something very deep as compared to like summer, which everyone likes, kind of natural, fresh,
Lighter,
yeah,
not quite as viscous.
exactly, like something washed with a little bit of natural. But and then the number two had a lot of acidity. It was really nice, but just a little bit less of a wide landing base. Like it seemed like if you brewed it or turned around for 30 seconds to talk to somebody, it would turn into a big thing of tang.
Yeah, it didn't have a great structure. Like it ended like the on the finish, it had the acidity still sort of was lingering there, but everything that leaded up to it was a little clunky.
Yeah, and if you can hear on this point, we're pretty much eviscerating number three.
It's pretty dead to us.
Yeah, it fell apart. Yeah,
so you can see how full those cupping bowls are.
Exactly. Not a lot of love on there.
Not
I'm
a whole
actually
lot of love.
blocking it with
Yeah.
silver nitrate.
Not very in the holiday spirit on that one, so to speak.
So here we're kind of coming down to the end, pretty much saying what we were saying, and that the left guy just sort of reminded us more of holiday. I started throwing out pumpkin sweetness and stuff. I was really digging it. So the blend one was the winner after all of this. So now we have actually the makeup of all these
And
blends.
here is the results with the percentages. So Brian, cupping blind, didn't know the percentages. He had picked cup one, which surprisingly has half of it is the oldest crop coffee that we have in there is the Rwanda. That one's $2.50 per pound. 40% of it was the Peru and 10% was fresh crop Guatemalan. All those prices combined, we have a combined price per pound of $2.96 per pound.
Definitely. Want to point out the Peru is still current crop.
Yeah,
The time is ticking.
time is ticking, and it still had a lot to offer.
Yeah.
That 40% of that Peru was the darkest roast in there, and it really sort of offset, I think, because you can roast that one darker, still have that sort of the sweetness to it.
Yeah.
Which sort of offset the Rwanda's, age and really just showed off its sort of spicy character.
I would not have thought that had 50% of a past crop coffee.
It's a lot, and it ripped.
Yeah, I was
So-
thinking it would be like number one had. I mean, I was nervous at zero. That's the only reason I liked it. And then I figured three was the one where you started lifting it up. I mean, 70%. I can't believe that shows up there and doesn't show up at 50%.
I mean, even cup two was 60% of it was. I mean, it had something to offer.
Yeah.
I mean, it was less so, but I mean, if you put something like that on an espresso blend, people are going to go bananas.
Yeah, it's killer. So yeah, also Kevin made us this handy dandy thing. I'm gonna do this. So now it's 115%.
Which is
That's why
under
it's
15% delicious.
Yeah, so we'll actually going to brew this next week, and we were going to do a little Instagram hashtag last sip, and make sure we can actually finish the coffee. So we'll probably do a little empty cup upside down, make
Ice
sure.
cold.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, thanks for watching. Hit us up if you have any questions or would like samples or anything.